Ooh, take a look at this. Me and John got engaged last weekend. Me and John got engaged last weekend. Is this sentence right or wrong? What do you think? What about this sentence? John and I got engaged last weekend. Is this sentence right or wrong? What's the difference between me and I? Me and I. Do you know? Well, in this lesson, I'm going to teach you. Hey, if you like getting tips like this, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel right down there. Okay, so me and John got engaged last weekend. This is wrong. This is grammatically incorrect. But a lot of native English speakers talk like this. They would say this. Me and John got engaged last weekend. Okay, so it's very common in English to hear this, even though it's grammatically incorrect, right? You know, that's a problem. Sometimes native English speakers don't really know much about English grammar. They don't care about English grammar. Okay, did you know that? Sometimes native English speakers make mistakes in English. Sometimes I make mistakes in English. Okay, sometimes people say this, like me and you, me and him, me and her, me and them. For example, me and him are going to a party tomorrow. Me and her are going shopping, right? People say this all the time. It's very common, but it's wrong. It's wrong. Okay, why is it wrong? Look at the word me. Is me always wrong? No, it's not. Okay, look at this. They threw a party for John and me. They threw a party for John and me. Here, it's right. It's correct. Why? Because John and me is the object of the sentence. Okay, when you learn about English grammar, you learn about the subject and the object. Okay, the word they is the subject of the sentence, and John and me is the object. So that's why we have me here. Okay, and in this sentence, me and John, this is the subject of the sentence. That's why this is wrong. It should be I and John. Except we never say I and John. We always put the other person first. We say John and I, not I and John. Okay, so if it's the subject, then it's I. And if it's the object, then it's me. Okay, is that easy to remember? Do you think you'll remember it? I and me. Usually, if the word is at the beginning of the sentence, that sort of usually means it's the subject. And if it's later on in the sentence, then often that means it's the object. That's sort of the simple way of knowing the difference between a subject and the object. Okay, look at this. The kids sang a song for John and me. Okay, here the word kids is the subject and John and me is the object. Okay, so that's why John and me is right. But a lot of native English speakers would make the mistake and say John and I. Okay, the kids sang a song for John and I. That, I hear that all the time. Okay, so native English speakers make two mistakes, right? Sometimes they use the word me when it should be I, and sometimes they use the word I when it should be me. Okay, so they make two mistakes. So that's why it can be really, really confusing if you are learning English and you're listening to native English speakers and they are inconsistent. Okay, they're inconsistent. Now, I'm going to give you a secret how to make this very easy so you don't make this mistake. Okay, the reason this is confusing is because there are two things here, right? There's John and me. John and me. What you need to do is just take away John. Just take it away and then see what sounds more natural. Okay, so let's take away John here. The kids sang a song for me. Does that sound good? Yes, that sounds great. What if we said the kids sang a song for I? The kids sang a song for I. Now that doesn't sound very good, right? So, it becomes much easier if we take John away. Now that we know the right answer, we can put John back into the sentence. Okay, we just took him out just to see what would be more natural. Now we can put him back into the sentence. Okay, look at this. Okay, me and John got engaged last weekend. Again, let's take away John just to see what sounds better. Okay, me got engaged last weekend. Me got engaged. I got engaged last weekend. That sounds much better, right? I got engaged, right? So that's a secret for you to know which one is right and which one is wrong. So now we can put John back into the sentence because now we know which one is better, okay? So now you know why this is wrong. Okay, it's wrong. Remember, if it's the subject, then it's I. If it's the object, then it's me. So now you know the difference between me and I. Now, if you're confused about this, you're probably confused because native English speakers are confused. Okay, most native English speakers don't know anything about grammar and they make this mistake all the time. So really, it's their mistake. You are confused because sometimes we, native English speakers, make these mistakes. So if you make mistakes in this area, don't worry about it too much. It's not that important because native English speakers make mistakes all the time, but you should know the right way to do it, especially for English writing, right? Like if you're writing an essay for university, it's good to have proper grammar. Or if you're writing a business email or something, it's good to have proper grammar, okay? So now you know the right answer, but you know what? In spoken English, it doesn't really matter too much. Just relax, have fun, and speak English, right? So let's do some homework. Come with John and to the park. Come with John and me or John and I to the park. Which one is right? Let me know your answer down there in the comments, and I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.